How is it that it's already October? 2025 is just flying by, and with that, the amount of time I have to complete or finish up my goals. In this video, I'm going to recap the third quarter and talk about what I have to do in the next 90 days. And I've talked about this before in similar videos about my goals and how I'm progressing. This is how I keep myself accountable because, let's face it, nobody else is going to. All right, let's get into it. My goal for the overall year was to create 2 new EarthCaches. I created one back in the second quarter, and sadly, I did not create that second one in the third quarter. Now, I could sit here and tell myself that I did a bunch of scouting in a variety of places, which is true, but now I've got to go that next step, and within the next 3 months, I need to buckle down and just knock this one out, right? If it is something that I'm truly setting myself up to do. And I think I can get there in the next 3 months. I've had far more success in this area. I wanted to find and log 250 Earth caches in total for the year, and really that was just 12 throughout the entire year. I accomplished this goal last quarter, but of course it doesn't mean that I have to stop there. And in the third quarter, so I accomplished this one in the second quarter. In the third quarter, I did just find and log 9, so I'm getting pretty close to 300 in total. I don't think I'll reach that many by the end of the year, though. Subscribers. So my goal was to have 250 subscribers by the end of the calendar year, and I'm not there exactly yet, but the needle has been moving. I started quarter 3 with 136. I'm now at 211, so a 55% increase during the quarter, which means I only have 39 left to go. And if the numbers stay consistent over the last 2 quarters, I should be good to go for this year. Right? It's pretty obtainable, and yeah, actually, this is where you all can help if you haven't already. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, put your thoughts in the channel, put your comments in the, down below. That really helps the algorithm, apparently, to push it out to other folks. And of course, you could just tell your friends about how awesome my content is, or just share it with them directly. And if you think my content's not awesome, that's okay. Just let me know. So from a major event teaching standpoint, the goal was to teach simply at one major event throughout the year. And I accomplished that at Bamarama in the first quarter, and then added to that at Geo Woodstock in the second quarter. And then for the third quarter, I just finished up teaching at Fall Fest in Canada. I've been invited back to Bamarama. I'm scheduled to speak about the EarthCache 101 class there, as well as at Fall Fest, and we'll see about Geo Woodstock. I've got feelers out there. While I would love to teach at Geo Woodstock, I'm going to Kansas anyway to participate. At the end of the day, as long as the Geo Woodstock folks have somebody teaching about Earth caches, that would make me happy. I would argue that there is still a demand out there for the class, for the knowledge. So it makes just sense to have people talking about it when you have the ability. Teaching the class quarterly. So crushed that with Fall Fest, but at the same time, prior to Fall Fest, I did something kind of abnormal, and I held a remote class with a group out in Queensland, Australia, which is awesome. I could say that I have taught the class internationally. So it can be done, right? If you are part of a group and you want the class taught to you, I can really do it anywhere in the world. In fact, I'm teaching it remotely to some folks out in Arkansas next month, and I will be in person in Chattanooga in November. So again, if you have an interest, if your group has an interest, and folks want the information, I'm happy to support. So I wanted to challenge myself a little bit from a channel perspective and film in 8 different states, to include Alabama and Georgia, which is where I reside. And through second quarter, I was at 6 out of 8. And I can report that this one is now complete because over the third quarter, I recorded both in Paris, France, as well as in Ontario. So I went totally international this last quarter. And really, at this point, have such a backlog of material. I really don't know if I'll do any more recording for the rest of the year, but this is a good problem to have. I need to go ahead and edit a lot of the stuff that I do have. Writing articles. So the goal for this year was to have written 2 articles for First Define magazine, and I've made no progress on this one. I initially did some research 2 quarters ago, back in like February, and over the months I have started to write an article, but yeah, no excuses, failed to follow through. I can probably still make this one because I just have to write them and submit them. I'm not sure, right? It's all about priorities. And I think I've put my priorities in a different location, but we'll see. All right, so enough about me. What about you? You've got just under 3 months left in 2025. What are you going to do with it? What goals do you have that you have left to accomplish? Perhaps you had goal to write an EarthCache this year. If so, I can support that. I can help. But let me know in the comments below what goals you had, and let me know how you're progressing. All right, 3 months left in 2025. You've got this.